Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Moments with Cindy. I'm Cindy, and as you can see from the title, I'll just be talking about my pregnancy, how I found I was pregnant with Kyle, and what went down, and how I felt during the pregnancy and what it was like being pregnant, and So yeah, if you like this video, please do give me a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell so that you can get notified when I post a video. So let's get into the video. I conceived Kyle in March of 2019, and how I found out was, well, everything was normal in my cycle, my menstrual cycle. I had my period in March, and then in April, I was waiting for my period because I knew my period was gonna come around like the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. So I knew that I was going to go to my matric dance while I was on my period. So I was waiting the whole week. My matric dance was on the Friday. I was waiting the whole week. I'm like, come on, girl, where you at? And I don't get my period, and I'm just like, okay, maybe it's late because the days do change. So I wait, and then I see April, the month is gone. It's finished, and I'm like, you know what? I text my boyfriend. I'm like, I need to tell you something. We need to meet up. I can't tell you over the phone. And then yeah, we don't meet up. We don't actually get the time because I was busy with school stuff and other things. So I'm just like on WhatsApp, like, my guy, I haven't got my period. Like, what happened? And he's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? And then I was like, no, you need to go get a pregnancy test. And he goes, and I go over to his house, and I take the pregnancy test. I wait. I didn't even look at the pregnancy test first. I was like, no, my guy, you need to look at it. And he goes over, and oh my gosh, he keeps quiet, and then he gives it to me. Oh, one, I was scared of what my parents were going to say and how they were going to feel. And two, I was just scared of like the whole situation. I've never been there. It's my first time. It was my first time being pregnant. Yeah, being pregnant, obviously. And I was just like, ooh. So I get home that day, I think. Yeah. And around 8 o'clock, I text my sister. I'm like, hypothetically, I remember this conversation. I'm like, can I talk to you about something? And she's like, yeah. And then, like, hypothetically, my friend is pregnant, and yeah, what should she do? And what should she do? Yeah. And then my sister's like, is it your friend? Or is it you? I'm like, nah, it's my friend. And she's like, no, you're lying. You've never asked me about your friends. You've never said anything about your friends or nothing like that. So I'm just like, it's me. So what should I do? She's like, oh my God. She was in Pretoria at the time. So she came back from Pretoria and she drove here. She got home on the weekend. I found out I was pregnant on like a Monday, I think. Yeah, on a Monday in May. So I'm not sure which day. It was like the first or the second. I found out then. Okay. And she gets here, and then I tell her everything, and she's like, no, you have to tell mom. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't. And I remember going to bed crying that night because I was so scared. I was like, I can't do this. I'm not cut out to be a mother. I'm not, I'm like, I was devastated, honestly. And so I told, on the Sunday, we got my mom into the room. I told her, and she was disappointed in me, obviously. I feel like all moms would be disappointed in their daughters for getting pregnant at such a young age. But you know, then I told my dad. Oh my god. So I told my mom, and then after a week, I told my dad. So it's just, oh, guys, I'm scared of my father. So telling him that was like, yeah, it was another thing. So I told him, and obviously they're like, oh, well, yeah, he was very disappointed, and he was like, no, you have to make do with your choices and what you've done, and you have to keep the baby. I'm like, yeah. And then months went by. I hadn't gone to like any gynecologist or any nothing. So they found out in May, and I was still matric. I was still going to school. I was still pregnant and everything. So I hadn't gone to a gynecologist or the clinic to do the ANC, the antenatal care. I hadn't done any of that, and I only started going in in August. Mom was like, your belly is not growing, which means your child is not growing properly. So we started going to the clinic, and then I got all the supplements. I had all the monthly scans and whatnot. And my first scan was in, I'm not even sure, was it in June? I'm not sure where my first scan is, but it was at like some family doctor. So it wasn't like a gynecologist, it was just a family doctor. He wasn't even, yeah. So I went to that ANC thing. I was going to see my gynecologist. So my pregnancy was going okay. Kayo was fine. He was healthy. His heart was beating. Everything. He was growing properly. He was growing actually very fast. Big. Yeah, he wasn't a big baby. Yeah, but he was growing very fast, and so throughout the whole pregnancy, obviously the first few months, my first trimester was like the hardest. I was tired every single day. After school, I would just come home and sleep, wake up. I would come home at 3. I sleep, wake up at 7, go eat, study, maybe do some homework, then go back to sleep. I was always so tired. Second trimester was okay. I had no problems, but then I always had swollen feet. Throughout my whole pregnancy, my feet were like swollen. And when I reached my third trimester, then they blew up like. So, yeah, I was not nauseous or dizzy or had like any headaches or heat flashes or any of that. I actually had a very okay pregnancy. It wasn't hard. It wasn't, it was just the first trimester, me being tired. And, well, yeah. And during my pregnancy, the first trimester, I felt devastated because I felt like my life was ruined. I felt like, oh my god, how am I going to take care of this baby? I'm not ready to be a mother. I'm not ready to do this. And then second trimester, I started accepting my pregnancy and my son. I started, just being acquainted with the whole situation. And my third trimester, I was very happy. My baby shower was in the third trimester. I was very happy, very joyful, and I was still hiding my pregnancy from the school. But we couldn't do it for like a long time because I was gonna be writing my finals with my belly like out because literally my due date was a few weeks after the what a few weeks after my final like final exam, the last exam I wrote. It was a few weeks, so I finished my exams on the 26th and my due date was on the 5th of December. So yeah, it was very hectic. So we had to tell the school so that they could make measures for me in case, like, I go into labor and all those things during my exam or whatever. So yeah, I was still hiding that, still hiding it from my friends, still hiding it from everyone except family, obviously, but from everyone, literally. And I know at school there were people already, speculating. And Lisa's pregnant. Oh, Lisa's gaining a lot of weight. They didn't even care to ask me. So the first time I ever told someone that I was pregnant, I told my friend. I'm not gonna say his name. I told him first because rumors were going around that Kayo's father said some things. So he told me these things, and then I was like, no, it's actually like this, and what. And he's like, oh, okay, no problem, congratulations. And he was basically happy for me. And then I think a few days after, I told my friend Pumi. I told her, and she was so surprised. She came to see me literally the day after, because I told her on WhatsApp, and she came to see me literally the day after, and we just talked, and I just told her everything. And yeah, that's that. And most of my friends, only not friends, but then schoolmates, found out on the first day of my final exams, because I didn't go to school after my prelims because I was already showing. So the 10 days after prelims, not 10 days after prelims, but then like 2 weeks or so after prelims, I didn't go to school. I didn't even go to my valediction. I didn't go to that because, wow, and yeah, so I was just overwhelmed by the whole situation and stuff. And when I finally went back to school, I didn't even want to go because you know how school kids are. So I was just nervous. But then with time, I think after my second or third exam, I was like, you know what? Screw this. I'll just carry on living my life the way I want to live it. I mean, it was all okay. Some people that never talked to me before, hey, Sydney, oh my God, how are you? All of those things. So it's just like, it was actually very weird. So, yeah. And then what happened was, Kyle turned, well, not turned, but then I was 36 weeks pregnant, only in the middle of my final exams. And then 2 weeks passed by and I was 38 weeks pregnant. So after the 38-week mark, Kyle like moved less and less and less. And everywhere, everything that I've read and what the clinic told me, what the gynecologist told me, what my mom told me, they were like, your baby should never move less. Because Kai was very active. He would kick me while I was writing maths. He would do, flips and all these things. So I'm like, okay, I don't mind it because he would move like maybe once and then move a lot during like the night. And then I remember on the 21st of November, I went to see my gynecologist for like a checkup, I was going to him 2 weeks now, like every 2 weeks now. I went to him for a checkup, and I didn't tell him that Kayo like wasn't moving a lot, but he said Kayo is still fine because his heartbeat was still okay. He said Kayo is still fine, the baby looks good, and yeah. And so I went back home because I had went with, I think I had went with Kayo's father that day. Yeah, I went with Kayo's father that day, and yeah, and my sister. So I didn't tell him that Kayo wasn't moving. He would kick like once or twice. I didn't tell him any of that. So I went back home thinking that he would just pick up. I bought some cookies and stuff. Ate a lot of cookies, ate a lot of sugar, and Kayo didn't move. He like maybe a kick here or there, and it was chai, and he didn't do anything. So on the 22nd, I went to write. I don't remember what I was writing. I went back home, told my mom, no, Kayo's not moving. He's not doing regular things, and Then my mom's like, okay, let's see tomorrow what Kayo does and whatever. And so we waited. I went to sleep that night. I woke up. Yeah, obviously I didn't sleep. I couldn't sleep during my third trimester, but then there was 3-4 hours of sleep. I went to sleep and I woke up. I took a bath. It was a Saturday morning. I woke up, took a bath, and then my mom, oh, while I told my mom before I went to bath that Kayo was not moving. So she's like, "No, what? Wait an hour and tell me how many times he moves." I'm like, okay. And then during that hour, I like go take a bath. I go take a bath. I had already packed my hospital bag and Kayo's bag and everything. I done that like a month before the 22nd. I mean the 23rd. It's the 23rd now. Yeah. So I did that. I went to take a bath that day, and then my mom, I tell her what's going on, take a bath, and then she comes in, and then she's like, I think she forgot because I've been telling her that Kayo like wasn't moving properly. And then she comes in and she's like, has been Kayo doing this for a while? I'm like, maybe like 2, 3, 4 days. And then she's like, you know what, I'll come back right now. And then take a bath. And then she comes in, she's like, you know what, bath quickly and get out, get dressed, we're going to the hospital, take your bag. I'm like, why, my guy? Why should I take my bag? And she's like, no, we need to go check if the baby's fine. Okay, I get dressed, go to the hospital to see my doctor, and he's not there. He was in surgery then, so the nurses helped me, and I had a rash that started around the same time that Kayo stopped moving. It was like, looked like my skin was peeling, but it wasn't peeling. It was like very itchy, and yeah, well, so I told the nurses that I had developed a rash and Kayo was not moving as he should. And then they were like, okay, let's put you on a fetal monitor and everything. And they hooked me up. And Kayo's heartbeat was very shallow. At the hospital, it was very shallow. They said it wasn't normal because the spikes were supposed to be going up and down, but Kayo's was like, small line. So they put me on oxygen and they get a drip in me, an IV. And then his heart rate picks up and he becomes okay. He's not moving yet. So they tell my doctor, and my doctor comes in and he's like, no, it's time for an for an emergency C-section. Your baby is in slight distress. And then I was like, Ma, I was planning on having my baby on the 5th, on the 23rd. It's like, what? Okay, so they checked if I was dilated. I was not dilated. I was not having any contractions. None of it. They prepped me, got into the gown, and I was so stressed. I was so scared. First of all, I've never been to a hospital. Like I've never been sick to the extent that I had to go to hospital. I've never been in surgery. I've never gone under. Nothing. I've never done any of that. So I was scared for my life. And okay, and I get there, it's cold. The theater is so cold. Oh my gosh, I will not forget. It was so cold because the hospital, I'm sure the theater is separated by the doors and whatever. So we get into that area. Oh my god, the chills I got. And then they say it's time for my epidural. The needle was so long, guys. I don't think I want to do that again. I'd rather have my baby naturally, because that needle is it's long and thick, and then you put it in your spine. It's just anyway. They did the epidural, but it didn't work on me because I was numb in my legs, but where they wanted to cut, I was not numb, so they had to put me under. And also they had to put me under because my heart was beating too fast, and they couldn't do anything with so much blood rushing through my body at such fast paces, basically. So they put me under, and they take out Kayo, they stitch me up, and they wake. Kayo was born at 1 o'clock, and they wake me up around 3. So they're like, yeah, Vuga, so rough. Yeah, wake up. And then the first question I asked, I was like, where's my baby? I was still very drowsy from the anesthesia. I was still numb, still very drowsy and all that. And first question, where's Kayo? Where's my baby? He didn't have a name yet. Where's my baby? I'm like, no, he's fine. He's that side. I don't know what happened. I'll go to sleep again. Where's my baby? He's fine. He's that side. He's that side. They take me to my room, and then they bring Kayo. That was the happiest moment of my life, meeting my baby boy. He was so pale because of his shallow heartbeats, and he wasn't well basically in the last few days I was pregnant. He was pale and so tiny. He only weighed 2.9 kg. He was so tiny. He was so beautiful. I can't, guys. I can't. Let me not. And so yeah, that's what happened. I met him. My dad was there. My mom was there. Kayo's father was there. My sisters, and my little brother there? I don't think he was there. Yeah. So I stayed in hospital on 23rd, 24th, and then 25th I left hospital. And I went back home. It was my first night at home with Kayo. And it was not rough because I had my sister to help me. And because that's right, the next day on the 26th. So it was another thing. I had stitches and stuff. I had to write the next day on the 26th. I was writing English or Afrikaans. I'm not even sure anymore. And I need to write with my stitches and all. It was just and I was so happy to finally leave school. So yeah, that's that. And I feel like I feel like my pregnancy wouldn't have been this easy if my mom wasn't so supportive. My mom was literally my rock throughout my whole pregnancy. She helped me through everything, because there was a time I literally broke down in the bathroom at school. I've never cried at school, so it was very surprising to me. I cried. I laid on the floor, literally, as dirty as it is. I laid on the floor, I was crying. I was with my two friends, Pumi and Doza, and I was bawling my eyes out. And I called my mom, and she's like, "No, be strong for you and your child, and it's just gonna be okay. I am here. Your sister's here. So breathe and be okay." And I went to class, and I felt a lot better knowing that I had her support. So yeah, Kayo's here. He's my joy. He's my everything. I love him to bits. That's my baby. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you like it and you will subscribe. And yeah, thank you for watching this video, and stay tuned for my next video, which might be a vlog. I'm not sure yet. Might be a vlog, but stay tuned for more videos.